Thank you so much for joining us. You're watching Maisha Prime Women Talk here on Maisha Television. My name is Rida Karim Chibet, and you can join the conversation, of course, via our social media platforms, Facebook and YouTube, Maisha Television Kenya, Instagram and Twitter at Maisha TV KE. As usual, I'm not alone in the studio. I'm joined by two guests. We have Irene Mumbo-Bushebi, a counselor, a mother, a wife. She is also a pastor. Karibu, Irene.
Thank you so much.
Yes, at the same time, we have Sarah Muribi, a pastor. She is a counselor as well. She is a mother to two boys, and also ni mama wa kanisa, and she is a wife. Karibu, Sarah.
Asante.
Yeah, in case you followed our previous conversation, we were talking about the role of a woman as a wife, and we tackled a number of issues. Even some of our viewers walituma baadhi ya maswali and their experience as wives, and we're going to tackle some of the questions, especially two questions which I know that my two guests will tackle it, and at the end of the show I know that your questions will be answered. So we are live on Facebook and YouTube, Maisha Television Kenya, Instagram and Twitter at Maisha TV KE, or you can text, call or WhatsApp 0746 999 Just before I throw the questions to you, Irene and Sarah, just a word to our viewer.
Thank you so much, viewers. We welcome you once again. Thank you for tuning in. This is the place to be. Karibu sana.
Yeah. Thank you, viewers. Thank you for watching. Karibu sana. Natumai munapata jambo la kufanya familia na ndoa zidumu. Na Mungu abariki sana.
Yes, so before I introduce today's topic, let me just throw in the questions of some of our viewers. And for today we will tackle two, then in our next program we'll tackle others. So mtazamaji alisema that I provide, is it compulsory I perform the wifely duties including the home chores, yet he is always at home? Let's start with Irene.
I think when God plans for something, it remains as it is, despite the fact that there are things that will crop up. And we know that in normal setup of every circumstance and whatever happens, you'll find that there are things that will come in and they were not expected to be there, but still they'll be handled. So in this special case, I know that the lady is saying she's the one providing and the man is just at home. I think we did mention here that it is good that we understand each other. So when we understand each other, we will understand from which point are we coming from. So if she's providing, she's coming home late, she has all these things to do, then I think the husband who is at home needs to take it as an initiative to see that there are things that he can help. I know that men sometimes are not very good in doing so many things at home, but you know, when you stay there at home as a human being, leave alone being a man or a woman, as a human being, there are things that you'll see that needs to be done. You don't wait for the other person to come and do them simply because it is her role to do. So I think the man needs to jump into action and help where he can help. We are not imposing this on him because we know that there are things that happen without us expecting them to happen. So maybe he lost his job, maybe he's never had any job to do, but I think this is a job. When he's home, he can do something, and so that he can help this other person who is out, because now it's like a reversed role thing. So when somebody else is doing your part, then there's something that you can find to do. We are not pushing you to do it, but we are asking you that please humbly, because we know this is a virtue. If somebody is helping you on one area, you can help on the other area. So for this man, I'm praying that he can be just a gentleman and help. Aita kutoa kwa position yako ya kuwa baba. Lakini to that lady also, I would want to urge you on, because I know if maybe, I'm not saying this, but I'm saying if maybe this husband is not there and you are the wife at home, and at the same time you are the wife who is going out to get something for the family, then what will happen? It means you will have to do it. Maybe you'll need somebody, maybe a house help to help you somewhere. But I think in this case, maybe it's not possible because you know you have to pay your rent, your husband is home. So it means basically it's about you, the school fees, everything. So maybe you don't need a house help, but the husband can help you where he's able to do, and then you can do the other part. But I'm just also requesting this lady that please, you can do this. I know you can do it. From where I'm seated, I know it is doable. So you can go job and then come back home and do other things. So it is not something that we are pushing or pulling on our end, that you know what, because I'm providing, now you have to be the one taking care of the home. Yes, that is what we would think as normal human beings. But can we do it just above board? Because of what? Love. And we said love is to suffer for the other one. So yes, I know it might not be situation, but looking into also doing something that is constructive in this home. Yeah,
I think that Sarah, you can add some word to that.
Yeah, I can, because I'm getting the ladies one is providing. So na she's in a dilemma. Yeye ndiye atakuwa pia nafanya jukumu za mwanamke huku nyumbani, yet the husband is at home. I would wish to understand, wakati walioana, was this man working? And then somewhere along the way he stopped working. Was he providing? Or did he marry somebody who was providing and he wasn't providing? And if she got married to a man who was not providing, she was a sole provider, initially was the man doing the role of the woman? And then he reached somewhere and stopped. Because like I normally say, it being somewhere, it ate somewhere. Because as a woman, our roles remains as our roles, yeah? And the husband roles remain as the husband roles. And I can also ask, because there are those husband roles, apart from doing the house chores or providing school fees, there are those other roles that we said, the bedroom roles. Is he also doing it? Yeah, because it's also a role. So this is a mutual understanding where these two should sit down together and ask each other, not that I'm providing school fees, because I'm sure that is a provision I read they're talking about. I'm providing school fees, I'm providing food in this house, I'm providing clothes, I am paying the rent, and you're just seated at home. And I'm wondering, is this man just seated at home waiting for the wife to come and bring everything, and then he's cooked for and doing nothing? So if that is what she's meaning, and she's not like the man is just seated and waiting and doing nothing, they can talk and agree. Not that I'm providing and I'm coming in late in the night. I would wish you also help in washing the dishes. They can wash dishes, men. And akiosha vibaya, usianze kusema hii mwanaume wangu ni bure. Alinisaidia kuosha nini dishes, and then akaosha vibaya. So I think because even the lady is providing everything, and because we normally say this is a man that was given to me by God, and I should hold his dignity high. Could be you are there to provide so that you cover up your gap. Na in future Mungu atampatia kazi pia na yeye aanze kufanya nini? Provide. So because you are providing everything, you can also employ a house girl who can help. But now again there is trouble. Because if the man is home and I bring the helper, trouble already. So instead of not bring this in helper, let me now go back where I was saying, they can sit down and share duties to the husband. Surely I've gone out to hustle, I'm coming late in the night. Why don't I find you have bathed the children, cooked and fed them? And now when the husband is given such duties, and he knows his peers will come find out that yeye anafanyaka kazi ya nyumbani, yu mwanamume atainua horns na ataanza kuamka asubuhi akifikiria, I am going also to hustle and bring something on the table. It will be a wake up call.
Yeah, sure.
Do you think a man will be cooking for you and washing clothes for you and washing babies for you? For how long will he go?
Not for a long time.
Not for a long time. He will, but actually not for a long time. So when you sit down and discuss with him and tell him, nikikuja nataka umepika chakula cha jioni, umeosha watoto, wameenda kufanya nini? Kulala. Alafu asubuhi ukiamka, mimi nikijitayarisha niende kazi, pia naamka tayarisha watoto waende nini? Shule. Then jioni fanya nini? Wapik. As a normal man, arrange a bed. For how long? You will start hustling, and now you not also start providing, paying for the rent. It will take his responsibility. Could be this man for the girl or a woman, you know, there are those women, like me being one of them, juggle everything and everything without depending on anybody. So could be for the woman who is like that, taking charge of everything, and then he relaxed. After all, my wife does everything, but it doesn't, you know, the wife is paining inside. So mwanamke na kuomba muamshe.
And I think that brings us to the level of communication sometimes. And we really need to look into it that if things are not really working, there's somewhere where they're stuck. And if we talk that thing out, then we will get to flow. So in such incidences, it's really good that we talk. And as you're saying, I know maybe we are saying, how do you dare tell a man that utaosha watoto, sijui utafua nguo? But I know if it is brought in as a dialogue, itakana ijenge our family, I think we'll be moving from one level to another. But if we leave it at that point where pengine unakuja unatoa masharti because maybe you're the one providing pia, itaweza leta shida. So what Sister Sarah is telling us is that tujaribu tuongee. So that to bring in ile inaitwa nini? Kuelewana na
and the harmony
of it, so that hata akifanya asifanye kama ameshurutishwa, lakini afanye kama a responsibility, because now mke anaenda kazini, mimi nabaki nyumbani. I can just sit at home and then look at everything happening.
I'm saying but I'm saying I'm not saying that to go tell him that you'll be washing. I said sit down on that table. Namuulizane maswali.
Sure.
Utasaidia wapi?
Aone sense.
Aone sense. Mimi naenda nje na hustle. Yetu wewe ungekuwa unaenda nje na kuhaso na kunilete.
Yes, I remember the other time, Irene, by the way, you said that communication is the key. Even Sarah, you mentioned that some time back. You'll find that maybe the wife is thinking or waiting for the husband to think for her. Sure. Naye afikiri vile unafikiri, unajijazia unasema atajua. And then eventually kila kitu inasambaratika. Now let's move to the next question. I think this is the last one, then we go to our today's topic. We have gender equality and equity in our current society. Do you think some of the previous values and wifely duties applies in our current society?
We can't say that they are past because they were of value. Na nadhani iliweza tusaidia sana kufika mahali tumefika. Though we know that as we are empowering these women so that we have the gender equality and whatever we just mentioned, I know we are pushing ourselves to a level just like what we've just been discussing, because you know this is now a woman also going out wanting to fend for the family, the man also going out, you know. So when we are here, we think of now what are we going to do so that we can harmonize everything. But it's not just writing off those things, because we know it is from whatever used to happen then that we have a foundation to stand on. I think it is there that people realize that, you know what, these women are not just going to sit home and wait for men to bring in something, you see. We have to empower them so that they can also go out because they have the potential. We can also let them go out there and do 1, 2, 3 things. And then if this one now comes in, just as we've been saying, then we have to look for an equilibrium point where the man feels he's still the man of the home, the woman, she is still the woman in this home, but we can do our chores without having to have the frictions. You know, we're saying, you know, I'm the man who is, I'm the man, I'm supposed to provide. You are the woman, you are also providing. So what happens to the home chores, because we are out there? So we know that we can't just say those things are away. We still need them to have a foundation unto which we are going to work from. You see, so those things that we used to do as women, we are not going to stop them simply because we are going out to work, because we know this is a duty that we were given by God, first of all, not even thinking of any other thing. And we know when God gave us this, He knew. We can't say that God didn't see this day coming. The day where today a woman is empowered, a man is empowered, all the same. I don't want to say that God didn't see this day. God saw this day and He knew this is going to come up. So when He gave out these responsibilities, He knew that these things are going to crop up at some point, but He's given us the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding, so that tusikae pale na tuseme sasa vile sisi wote tunaenda kazi, hakuna mtu anafanya kazi nyumbani. There is a way out. And again, when we get to even our places of work, we are talking about, you know, also helping these ladies to be who they are supposed to be. Then men, we know this is our responsibility starting from time immemorial, that kama mama alikuwa mahali anahitaji usaidizi wa mwanamume, even if it is in a place of work, whatever we are doing. So the man will take the heavy duty and then the woman. Tusiwache tu kwamba kwa sababu sasa wamesema they are equal to us, let them do it. No, I know there are things, yes, we've studied in the same class, did the same things, but you know, there are things that the way we were created is making us that unique or different. Yeah. So when it comes to that, then men, you have to jump into this and let us do it. So we are saying that we cannot just write off these things. I believe they are our foundation to even do things better. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Sarah, on the same, do you think that with the current society having gender equity and equality, zile previous values still applies?
They still do apply because that is where we formed our basis in the first place. And I was trying to look at it in this way. The gender equality is coming in whereby now we have all been empowered through education. You know, in the older society or that previous society, girls are not educated. They were just trained to be at home. And now girls have been taught, they have been educated, they are going to higher levels of education. And that is now whereby we see even ile kazi ilikuwa inaambiwa ni ya wanaume sana, na it is becoming it is ya wanawake. But even women being empowered, we should not now neglect the role of a woman in the home. Remember the time I said home is a killer to the church and to the society. Where there is no home, there is no society, there is no church. You get? So meaning that we are equal, we cannot say because now I'm also empowered, like empowered as my husband, naweza kukanyagia chini. No. We'll still remember that the husband is the head of the home. And we are supposed to be subject to him, and they're supposed to love us. Empowerment in a woman does not mean that we bring conflict in the family, because we need to keep a good environment even to the children that are looking up to us. So the values still apply, because it does not mean because now I am empowered, I am the CEO in a certain company, I'll not cook in my house. I have to cook for my children, my husband. I'll not perform those other roles that I'm supposed to perform. But because I'm now equal to my husband. No. I gonna balance it so that I keep my home intact. Because remember, I am empowered, yes, and if I said that those values do not apply today, you go look for somebody who is not empowered, and I'll be left with my empoweredness, whatever. You get? So I've destroyed my own family. So the values still remain, but use them to harmonize our families so that we live in peace and love. We live in love and fellowship with one another, because when a man and wife should have fellowship, and that is all God intended in the beginning.
Yes, asante sana. I hope that watazamaji ambao walikuwa wametuma hayo maswali mmepata, and also others, I know that you've learned something from those questions. And now that brings us to our today's topic. We've talked about the role of a woman as a wife, and today we're going to focus on the role of a woman as a mother. I have two mothers in studio, and I believe that each and every topic that is going to crop up, they will deal with it, and at the end of the show utakuwa umepata at least moja mbili. Let me start with you, Irene. Who is a mother? I know that the basic definition yako pale, mama ni mtu mwenye ako na mtoto. Kuna watu wako na watoto na si mama. Who is a mother?
So I think a mother is somebody who is in a position to run her home, because I don't want to just say somebody who has a child or somebody who is married, because I know there are these things now we are having the less part of it. There are those ones who don't have children, but they are mothers. There are those ones who are not married, but they are mothers. So a mother is anybody who I can describe is capable of running her home in the right way. So this basically becomes my description. Don't want to really go on the extremes, because I know the others will come as we keep on discussing. Let me give Sarah that opportunity to tell us who a mother is.
I would say a mother is somebody who is playing a role of bringing up a child and providing for that child. That is a mother.
Don't you think that might be just confusing? Saizi tuko maybe na in other societies. I know Kenya haiko the gay parents, baba na baba, and they're bringing up a child.
Not even a child. Okay, no child, just a home.
Yeah, they are having a home, and that is why I have seen my description is like this. But I didn't get it. A mother is anybody out there who can be able to bring up a child in the right way to grow and provide for basic needs of this child and be a role model. And now you bring in the gays and the lesbians who are also adopting children that they have not been married to, and they are calling mothers. That's for another day. Now let us talk about
mothers.
They are not mothers.
Anyway, we're not encouraging you to have that kind of a family.
Yeah.
But anyway, Irene, I know that you're a mother. Just a brief experience as a mother. What have you learned? What are some of the happy moments of being a mother?
The happy moments.
The experience
Of being a mother. Okay, I even don't know. I really have mixed reactions about this, because sometimes you really don't know what's going to happen just the next minute as a mother. But what happens is that everything that comes, it becomes an experience. So it might be happy or something that really puts you low. But in the low ends, I've also realized that the low end is to propel you higher, one way or the other. So as a mother, I would say it's just good to be a mother, because you'll be learning along the way.
Yes.
We can't have the ABCDs of being a mother because it's never there. We have unique families, we have unique mothers, parents, children, and everything. So when we get to this, I would just say a mother ni yule mtu anajifunza akiendelea, lakini akona basics za ni nini anataka kufanya as a mother. Kwa hivyo, that is what has helped me, and that has been my experience as a mother, because I've always learned a step and another. Because I've realized that even in these children, because we are so happy when we get the child. First of all, when you even expect your first child, you are over there. You just feel like the whole world should know.
She calls mama one day.
Yes. And then now it comes to that point where you are even confused whether you still want this child to be yours or not, because you are in the jungle. There's too much wailing and crying of the child, and haujui umpe nani. Hiyo inapita. And then now it becomes that point where you are now raising the child. Magonjwa yako, I don't know what, some things that you don't even understand. Nobody has ever experienced that. Sasa hujui ufanye nini. So this is just a process of learning. So as you go through these things, and it is good that so much of that comes. I would tell all the young mothers who are also intending to be mothers, that let all those tough experiences and even the happy experiences come, because they'll help you to be that mother you're supposed to be. Because as you learn every other day how to do this, because one way or the other is that as these things come, that is when you learn, and then you now know what to do. And even as unique as another thing would come, you find that you have an experience that can help you now walk through this new experience that has come, you see.
Yes.
So being a mother to me has been a process of learning. And in the learning, I experience new things every other day, because I know there are levels that we are even taking our children, our family, in terms of the home and the husband, the related family. And so as we go through these experiences, we are learning to be mothers more and more. So we can't describe just literally in one word who a mother is, because you learn along the way.
Yes. You experience Sarah as a mother. It's just building our next
experiences as a mother, and I say as a first time mother, and a second time mother, and at that time mother, do he so rest in peace. So every child brings his own experiences, and children are not the same, although they come from the same home, they are very different. So there are those crazy experiences you experience with one child, there are those good experiences you're going to experience with that second born or the third born or the fourth born. But at the end of the day, they can make you break, or they can make you be whole.
Yeah, sure.
Because I said, if you're bringing up more than 2 children and they are different personalities, they have different experiences they are bringing to you. For example, you have the introvert. Ukimweka tu chini hapa, umpatie nini hiyo mnyonyia na nyonya tu, kimaliza inaaguka ako tu. Kuna yule ukimweka tu chini hivi,
shafika huko.
Ukienda huko ashafika kwenye unaenda hata mbele yako. They bring a whole experience. They are different. Yeah, and there's the experience that I've had with the dream, though one of them is so got to rest in peace. It is wonderful experience because they have made me to be a mother who can give advice to another mother.
Yes, and I think that I see our first time is up. I think that the questions at our time, but in our next segment we're going now to tackle the real part. You'll go to introduction of our today's topic, that is the role of a woman as a wife. We're going for a break, but continue talking to us on Facebook and YouTube, Maisha Television Kenya, Instagram and Twitter at Maisha TV KE. You can text, call or WhatsApp 0746 999 841. I'm Rita Kering Chubet, and with me in studio we have Sarah Murithi together with Irene Mumbo Bushebe. There is a saying, behind every great man is a great woman. But there is a divide, a gap, a separation. It's about acknowledging the unseen efforts, the disparity, and expectations. Support. What does it mean to have support, to give support, to live without support? It's time that support goes both ways, because beside every great man is a great woman.
Information, knowledge, astute expert analysis.
Kalonzo leo ako hii side, kesho ako hii side. Even to his children at home, they're really wondering, what does my father stand for?
Kutokuwa na msimamo ni kitu mbaya sana. Kutokuwa na msimamo ni kitu mbaya sana. Ni kitu mbaya sana.
Never implemented because of the confusion that arose because of the handshake stories.
Lakini mzee amekanyanga polepole akuja kupitia ukiwa bado kwa barabara.
I wouldn't say that, because I would go with what Deputy President himself said when he was unveiling regarding Gachagua, because it will be putting words in his mouth.
Credible and authoritative insight in news and leadership auditing.
Right, welcome on board. My name is Rita Kering Chubet.
Get the latest financial and business information.
The only challenge we have now is about the hike of the prices of food, whereby when you come like the oil we have now, the price is too high for us.
Hoteli lazima iwe na changamoto zake, sababu ukiona saizi ni wakati tumekuwa kwa corona ndio imeisha, sasa hivi vitu zimepanda. So for us to maintain ile quantity, it's now a problem for us. So we have to add some prices to other things, or we have to reduce the quantity.
That will open your acumen on sound investment in the largest and most developed country in Eastern and Central Africa.
I swear to God, I love Kenya.
I guess I tell all fellow Kenyans to just, be in love and respect love and the place it plays in our lives.
TV will never the same again. It will be better.
Really appreciate CA and also our viewers. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Maisha!
Introducing the award-winning TV station, Maisha TV, Kenya's fastest growing TV. This is the place where it all happens. The stories that continue to change our country.
And at present we have got one student who is now at a BBC World Service working.
These are the faces we see.
Business studies.
Is Madam Susan Masala.
Walter
Usolo, Shem Milembo.
The voices we hear.
Glad you're tuned in. You're still tuned in to Maisha TV. Now every day here on Maisha Prime News, we air feature from different schools across the country
that have revolutionized society through education. This is who we are. One channel, one bulletin, Masomo News Live. Join us every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. for Masomo News Live, exclusive to Maisha TV.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. You're watching Maisha Prime Women Talk, where real women engage, and this is the award-winning TV station Maisha Television Kenya. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Maisha Television Kenya, Instagram and Twitter at Maisha TV KE. Our phone number is 0746 999 841. You can text, you can call, or you can WhatsApp. My name is Rita Kering Chebet, and with me in studio I have two counselors. We have Irene Mbubushebi, and also we have Sarah Murithi, and today we are talking about the role of a woman as a wife. And before we went for a break, we were just we started this topic by mentioning who is a mother and some of the experiences that Irene and also Sarah have had as new mothers or as mothers. Now Irene, you've said that you have different experience as a mother. There's a mother out there, a new mother, let me say a first time mother, ama mama tu mwenye anataka kujifungua kwa mara ya pili but bado haja gain any experience. Some of the challenges or some of the things that you wish you knew as a mother that you can tell her at least so that she can learn something.
Okay, I think what you can say is that, as I was saying, that you learn as these things come. And so most of the time we don't know that. We think there's something that is somewhere that we don't know that we need to have so that we become the perfect mothers that we are supposed to be. I'm telling that new mother that, you know what, there is nothing out there. Hakuna manual ya kusema tuende tusome, now I'm a new mother, first time or a second time mother, this is what I have to study. No, hakuna kitu kama hicho. So what is here is let those things come, those challenges, wacha zikuje. That is when you learn who are you as a mother, because utajifunza kutoka katika hizo challenges kwamba hii inatakana nifanye hivi, because nikifanya hivi analia sana, nikifanya hivi ndiye anaweza tulia. So you know, you've learned something. You see, when I do this to my husband, naona tunakuwa na utulivu. Nikifanya hivi anakuwa rough, anakuwa anielewi vizuri. You see, so that is what we are saying, that I would advise you that as those challenges are coming, usifikirie kuna kitu kingine somewhere else that you need so that you apply. The only thing you need is those challenges to come. Kwa hivyo ruhusu zikuje ili kwamba ujue vile utakabiliana nazo. But basic thing that you have to know is that you are a mother in that home, and so if you're a mother, you have to take care of everybody, starting from that child that you've given, and then the husband that you first met, and then also those people who are coming in your home, and then your home as an environment. So you know, one thing I would want to tell you is that there are so many things that you will have to take care of, even your place of work. Even at the place of work, people would want to see the motherly, you know, personality in you. Kwa hivyo kuna watu wanategemea kwamba akiwa na shida akimbie kwako umwambie, maybe young ladies like you, maybe they are at the place of work. Wewe huku mtoto amekusumbua the whole night. Mume pia kwa hapo pengine amekuwa na issues zake. Umekuja kazini unafikiria utulie tu ukifanya kazi yako. A young girl has just run to you. Mom, what do I do? Because I'm going through this. You know, you still have to bring out the motherly thing in you. So usianza kuangalia kwamba I'm bugged with everything. Be ready for it, because it will come. And so I'm just trying to tell this person that, you know what, you can do it by letting those challenges come. Kwa hivyo ukiona zile challenges, we take like there's something that you really need somebody to give you so that usupplement ili uone umefaulu. Hapana. What you're doing is what you're supposed to do. It's only that take it positively. That vile zinakuja hizi challenges, niko nina grow. Because through that you'll be having those experiences that will tell you if this thing is good, this thing is wrong. You see. So what I'm saying in essence is, wacha hizo challenges zikuje, because I can't tell you, maybe mtoto analia sana usiku nitakupatia nini. I'll only tell you go to the doctor, they'll give you the colic, I don't know what. Na hizo saa zingine pia huwa hata hazisaidi. Somebody will tell you take maji moto upe mtoto mdogo sijui na maji, I don't know, na chumvi ndani. All those things watakuambia. Lakini utapata kwamba there is something that is still within you ambayo usikii kama imeridhika. So what I'm saying is, if you take it positively, whatever that is coming your way, you'll find that una learn what now you need to do. Even with those majimoto and everything, utapata what is it that works for me, and then that is now how you're going to learn as you go along the line.
Yes, wow, such a good point there. I know that some new mothers or first time mothers huwa wanataka kupata experience kutoka kwa wale ambao they expect like kuna manual kama ya shule ya kufuata, lazima ufanye hivi ndio mtoto wako wako hivi. But as Sarah mentioned earlier, kila mtoto anakuja na experience yake, kila mtoto wako different. Sarah, the same to you. What according to experience as a mother, what will you tell a young mother out there who is seeking advice, anataka kujua nafaa kulea mtoto aje?
Okay, Chebet, I wish you allow me to talk them about those mothers who are not young mothers now, because children develop in stages, and that is what I've come to realize. As a young mother, your duty to that child begins at conception. And that is the moment to realize that you've conceived, begin attending clinics. That's how we begin. So that when you go to the clinics, you are told the diet to eat.
In fact, hapo kwa clinic hapo. Hapo. You know, there are so many mothers who are now neglecting this, and then it's like, they are being pushed. Hata kwenda clinic hiyo inakuwa ni it's an issue. Na alafu wengine they want to be paid to go to the clinic. So the husband, yes, so we've seen all these things. Unapata mtu kumbe huwa analipwa pesa fulani kwamba uko hospitali we need this amount of money. I'm not saying that you're not supposed to be given some support in terms of this. Nasema please usifanye iwe ni issue kubwa sana kwamba umebeba mtoto. Jamani, let it, because as you're doing that kuna kitu unafanyia ule mtoto unajua. So that is why I was halting at that. And then those people who don't want to go for the clinics, because there we learn some things ambazo zitatusaidia along the okay.
So there is that when you've conceived na umejua umepachika mimba, the first thing is go for antenatal clinics. That is will be asked your history background, from where you come, are there genetic diseases, so that the nurses can work with this journey ili wajue kama you bring a good child or a child who has those genetic issues, yeah. And this is whereby if your iron is low, there are supplements that you are given, folic, those folic.
Na umeze
tafadhali. Si tamu, zinanuka.
In fact, this is the time when everybody is puking and you don't want to even take
it is the moment you're going to swallow it, and then the smell hits you, and then puke, but you just force yourself to take it. So make sure that you attend those clinics. They are very, very important. Again, remember that this child that you are carrying, you need to bring out a child who is emotionally stable.
Yeah.
You avoid all stresses. You avoid all stress. Mahasira hata kama zitakuja, jua jinsi ya kufanya nini ya kuzihandle. Also keep talking to your child. Tell him, I love you. You know.
So what you're saying is that if I'm too much stressed, the child will be stressed.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. If you're happy, your child will be happy. Remember,
everybody has to get that right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, kill you.
We whatever is with us mothers, we pass it to
the child.
The child. Remember, we are connected. So my feelings, they are connected. And then now, when you come to the and remember to eat healthy, don't eat junk. You want to bring a very healthy child. Mwenye hata kutoka na, is it 1 kg or 0.5? So unless you have other problems, please make sure that you eat and eat or balanced diet. Now, when this child gets into the world, now from 0 to 2 years, this is where now mtoto anataka the attention of the mother. Remember, huyu mtoto haongei, but kuna jinsi ya kuongea na wewe. They cry. When a child wants attention or you want something, he must cry. Either he is wet, either he is hungry. Akiwa satisfied, ameshiba, atalala. Na mama ujue ya kwamba chakula kikuu cha mtoto ni usingizi. Hata ukiona mtoto wako amelala 4 hours, usianze kupiga masimu kai mtoto wako amelala haamki, sijui nimemtendekea. Let the child sleep. First time mothers, wacha kujipa shughuli. Mtoto huwa anaamka usiku. Na anaweza kwanza anataimugi tu wakati kamekushika tu hivi. Ameamka. Munaka awake na mzee amelala tu. He is not bothered. We it is uamke, unyonyeshe, bebeleze. Hey, halali. Why? Alilala mchana usigizi wake wote na we ukaenda kuogea mahali ama ukajipea shughuli zingine. So haukulala. So it is good you compensate your night sleep with the daytime sleep. Akilala mulale, usiku akiamka hata utacomplain ati mzee hakufanya nini, hakukusaidia. Si ulilala mchana na mzee kulala mchana because you're just 6 months leave, ndio? You're supposed to be at home, just take care of that child. And make sure that you do not neglect the child, because the moment you neglect that child at this stage of 0 to 2 years, you are not bringing a good child into the society. Atakuwa na mistrust mingi sana, atakuwa na trust watu, because akilia ulimwachanisha, akilia ulimtaadika, baada ujue kwa nini amelia, unafanya nini? Pip, nyamaza. Labda nakwambia mimi nataka kunyonya. Munyonyeshe tu, So it is good at this stage, 0 to 2 years, make sure that you walk every step with your child. And also 0 to 6, they'll not talk, but they know the mother is coming through their senses. So you have 5 senses, the sense of smell, the sense of touch, and the child is going to be conversant with the voice of the mother. Nikiingia atajua ni mimi nimeingia. Baba akiingia atajua ni baba. There is how that God has created them to know.
Umesema baba hapo nikafikiria. Now what happens to the baba, because we are talking about take care of this child 0 to 2 years. Don't neglect the child. Baba ako.
Even the father must be there. It is because we're talking about the mother. You don't talk about their mothers.
That is another role.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the father also must be part and parcel of this child. Let the father hold his child so that he can feel the security of the father being there. The father should also know the needs of his child, 0 to 2 years. And between 0 to 2 years, this is where now they should start disciplining their children if they want to have good adults in future. Usiseme mimi mtoto ati ako 1 month hataelewa. Ataelewa. They understand languages, let me tell you. So the father must also come in. Hata usiku, you know, even there's some men who are normally given maternity leave. That is the death bed. So you man, ukipatiwa maternity leave, usiende kufanya shughuli zako, umepatiwa leave, ukuje usaidiane na nani? Na mama. Because wafanyikazi hawa kubwa wako wamejua your role as a father during the 0 to 6 months here, it is very important to bring a healthy child. So mnalala mchana wote, usiku mkae chini mkibebeleza mtoto juu amekataa kulala, na mmempatia maziwa na halali, mmembadisha pampers halali, si mgonjwa, but he needs attention. At this time they need attention. Give it to them.
There's no way I know sijai kwa mama. Hakuna njia unaweza train mtoto alale usiku mchana awe awake. Because
my chebet. Mimi nimejaribu wote lakini hakuna. Hakuna mwenye naweza sema si kuamka usiku kubadisha ama kucheka na yeye. It is their playtime. They play in the night. During the day they sleep. Yeah, most of the time. They sleep like angels most of the time in the day. But usiku kiingia, it is playtime. Yeah, unaamka, unasikia mtoto kama ukiamka unapata ana smile.
Kanacheza.
Na katuwe, kanarusha tu miguu. Na ndio unataka kulala. Na mtoto ndio anataka muda kufanya nini? Kucheza. Kwa hiyo ulilala mchana, simtaendelea kucheza na yeye usiku. Na kama hukulala, sitaona mtoto anakusubua utaketa kucheza naye, hata naweza mpatia slap ili alale, na atalala atalia zaidi.
That brings me to the postpartum depression. We talked about that the other time. I think Irene was not.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, you wasn't there. We talked about postpartum depression. The part that mtoto analia sana. This is a new experience. You're not used to it. Maybe it is your first. And hata si first time mothers peke yake. Kila mtu, watu wengi sana uko na postpartum depression. Irene, have you ever experienced postpartum depression?
I really can't tell, but I know most obviously I must have had it, you know, because it's something that catches up with all of us. Yeah, because it might be light, mild or strong depending on your personality. I bet so. And also those people around you to support you, as Mama has just been talking about, you know, the husband has to be home to help. So, you know, the people around you and who you are, and knowing what or the expectation that you're having would also build you up or destroy you depending on these things. So I think maybe mildly, because it's something that for sure nobody would just put up with it. You know, ule mtoto vile huwa na awailingi vizuri. So kwanza these were ladies, you know, girls are not very good, I think. They can cry. Yeah, analia mpaka unapata ile kitovu imekata kupona, you know, because they're really crying and they're using all their force. So why irritate sana a mother? And so I think the only thing you need to do is to know that this thing will come your way every time you give birth to a child. And so you should have that strength to a little bit of absorb the shock that comes with it. And then the people around you should also understand you. Because I remember many a times I would, my husband would wake up to help me. He would just pick the baby. And I think he knows, he used to know how to bembeleza the children. So most of the time, I would catch very fast. Nasikia kuchapa hiyo slap ulikuwa nasikia. So sometimes I would do that. So what he used to do is, akiona mtoto amepiga hiyo duru, he just picks the baby na anze kutembea naye. He will pace around in the house, and then utapata kunakuwa na kale ka soba whatever. And at least with time utapata lakini mimi I think it's because umejua the pain that maybe you're still having, because everything is like paining, not the breast, the milk, because
everywhere.
Generally kuna mtoto hapo pia alafu anapiga kichwa. So unajua it really brings you to that point where we can't say nobody experiences this, like everybody has it. It's only that it's very good that people around you should be very supportive, and then you should know that this is what you're expecting, so that when it comes kuna vile unaweza irregulate, unajua. So I think that is a good thing to know.
You know, I saw saw a clip recently. Mama anasema that amekuwa hospitali akajifungua, at now the nurses wananiambia chukua peleka nyumbani. Ukiona vile anashika mtoto anasema even I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. Sasa anaangalia mtoto like ni wangu, hata sijui ni mwembrace aje.
So hiyo ni ile, you know, who are you? Umejua kwanza tu cause mtoto huyu akishakuwa wako kuna ile kabonda ambayo huwa inakuwa
na tumesema you board at conception.
Yeah.
Start talking to that child.
Yes. Kama ulibaki hivyo tu utaanza kusumbukana because wakati unapewa you are never used to this. Ilikuwa huko na hata iko huko pia hukutaka vile.
Alafu hata labda alipata mtoto kwa njia yenye hakutarajia. Ametarajia. She only found herself pregnant. And now she finds herself she has given birth. She was ready for this child. So anapewa. And then could be she has never seen even a small child. It is hers is the first one to see. So anajiuliza
sasa hii kitu
inakuanga imeangalia hivi. Hadi na first nini a first born child mwenye ametoka tu wakati huo umepewa hivi.
Jana ametoka amekaa
kidogo. Chebet.
No, you never.
If you are not prepared for that thing, that child, utauliza kama huyo mama. Sasa napewa nishike nipeleke wapi? But if they connected at conception, anampenda, anamwambia na kungoja ile siku utakuja ni kuhold in my arms, akipewa hata kaangalia aulize huyu nasi na ananipatia mtoto nipeleke wapi? Ni wako. Unless she has that disease we are talking about. Depression, yeah.
And that brings me to you, postpartum depression.
I can also don't know whether I got it or I didn't get it. I don't, because like I had supportive people when I got my first child. My in-laws were there for me, like I was telling at that time, and my husband was there for me. Now me being the way I am, unajua there are people, strong-willed people. Strong-willed? Kwa wana kimakubwa. Nothing. I think it came and it went on its own.
Yeah. Haikupata landing.
Unajua vile nimewasikia nyinyi wote wawili, like Irina said, alikuwa na supportive husband, same to you, you are also strong by yourself. Kuna mtu pale nje, maybe she's a single mother, or maybe the husband, acha bembeleza mtoto, sitaki kelele kwa nyumba.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's bad. Bembeleza mtoto, sitaki. What would be your advice to her?
I think vile tumesema, expect anything to come your way. So once you're expecting this, you know, if that happens, utajua nimefika kwa ile time. Ndio hapo sasa. So once you're ready for this, I think the level of attack will not be that big. However much, as Sarah is saying, hakunanga kitu kubwa sasa. Kwa sababu umejua ushajitayarisha psychologically, because I know it's the psychological thing that gives us that door. But once psychologically you're done with it, I think when it comes, you will be already, utasema, niende nimbembeleze, and you just go and bembeleza huyo mtoto. Unajua? Yeah, so I think somebody out there who is listening to us na unaona, pengine hapo ndio penye uko saizi. Chenye tunakwambia ni kwamba it's not a new thing. Si kwamba haijawahi happen kwa mtu yeyote, imewahi happen. Yeah, so what is here is just take it positively. Na ujue huyu mtoto ni wako. Usianze kufikiria kwamba watu wengine wakuje wakusaidie. So because when you're expecting, it will be like you'll be blaming everybody around you, why are they not helping you? But if you know that hakuna expectation yoyote uko nayo, utajua it's about me, it's all on me. Kwa hivyo wewe utachukua jukumu. Kwa hivyo what you're already doing is what you need to do. Wewe kazana tu na hali hiyo, and then pray God for strength. Pray God.
Na pia kuna ule mwenye ako nayo postpartum depression, and she has no idea kabisa. Hata wanaume pia, remember the other day, pia wanaume huwa na postpartum depression. Bembeleza mtoto because imekuwa too much, hata ataamua tu kaenda ishi kwingine.
I think they need a counselor when it comes to that sometimes, kwa sababu sasa kama hakuna kabisa mtu mwingine, or kama hakuna counselor, then somebody, unaweza kuwa hata na mama around, mwenye mama tu mkubwa, uwa unatoka unaenda, not in the night though, nasema mchana, unaweza toka uwe unaweza ongea na yeye, ama you can even find a house help who is motherly, ambaye anaweza kuwa nasaidia. So ile usiku unamprepare mapema. Ukisikia mtoto analia sana, nitakuletea unisaidie, because huwa ninakuwa na hali ya kusikia hasira sana, kubembelezana na huyo mtoto ninashindwa. You know, you can get somebody to talk to, you know, because I know I can be talking to somebody who maybe doesn't even have a mother or a mother-in-law. Kwa hivyo uko hivyo peke yako and you don't know what to do and you're already in this. Just look around. Kuna mtu, there's always even somebody, even a friend. Yeah, kuna friends wale wamekuwa tu wazuri, wanaelewa kwamba kuna kogana issue kama hiyo. So they can come in handy for you and help you. Even at that time you can give them the phone, you know, you can be talking to them or they can help you talk to this child in a way. Unajua hizi vitu saizi they are more digital than we used to have them. Yeah, so this thing can happen, or if there is a song or something like that, something that can soothe you so that you can have your everything coming down. Because you know it is a time when kweli utaenda wapi, maybe it is really in the middle of the night and this is happening, nobody wants to listen to that noise. Baba amekataa, wewe pia unasikia kama kutupa huko nje mtoto. So it is still about you. Wewe mama utatupa mtoto. Look for something that can keep you going, hata kama, you know, cause enyewe ikifika hapo Sarah,
ikifika hapo anyway you are just and you say I am the mother.
Yes.
Nimeambiwa nibebeleze mtoto. Just take it kindly. Labda huyu mwanamume pia akona hiyo depression. You know, I said the other time they also get it.
Yeah, they get.
But they don't know. So, bebeleza hiyo mtoto, na kuna jinsi ya kubebeleza, pea titi. Labda alikuwa analia juu ya titi. Akinyonya atafanya nini? Tatuliza. Kama analia zaidi, angalia kama amejikojolea. Badilisha, atatulia. Kama ni usigizi, lullabies. Nakumbuka zenye mama yako alikuwa anakuibia huko hiyo masiku. Mnatembea, mtoto atafanya nini? Atalala. Kama nile unaona kama ni ugonjwa, you can, there's always checking to temperatures. Take the hospital. And the child is going to be well.
Niliambiwa pia sometimes mtoto analia tema anataka kushikwa hata kidogo. Maybe anataka touch.
Hiyo even tumesema hiyo attachment, attention. Just so that baby. Na unajua kuna mwingine analia kwa sababu hataki kwenda kulala. Amejua time ya bedroom imefika na hataki. But let me tell you, I'm a second born. There's a time bwana tunalea. Time ya kwenda kulala mtoto alikuwa ameiset. Yeye hataki kufanya nini?
Kuingia huko bedroom.
Kuingia bedroom. Sasa pamoja tunabiana na babake, na what do we do? Time has come, it is already 2 in the morning. Ni mtoto tumekaa naye halali. Tulimfunika tu na net kwa hiyo kanini yake. Na tukamwachia TV on.
Fika asubuhi alilala.
Tulikuja ashafanya nini? Alilala. Juu sasa kama wako ni kama huyo, sitakupatia stress. Utagojeka. So sisi haikutusubua wakati mwingine adjust.
You
look for ways that are going to make you have a peaceful sleep. Kama mtoto hataki kwenda kulala na ametulia, utamgoja mpaka afunge macho. Si uko na net na uko na hiyo kitanda yake. Simwache tu hapo na toys zake akicheza, ama umweke kwa hiyo TV na wewe ufanye nini? Ulale. Na utampata tu ako tu safe as far as you make sure hata aguka kama umelala.
And just as you wind up, I've talked a lot about mtoto ambaye yuko kwa tumbo hadi around 6 years or 2 years. The role of a mother now beyond there, maybe to around a teenager. Because I know that is where we have a challenge. I know that pia nyinyi ni mama ya teenagers. The role of a mother, because napata time fulani inafika mama anasema sasa baba wewe deal na wao. Na kuna hii tendency unapata that baba anachua wasichana, mama anachua wavulana.
Yeah, it's always a very difficult moment in a family kwa sababu ni wakati pia watoto wanaanza kuchagua wenyewe. Because ujue maybe as a mother you've been, you know, like mothers tunakuwa law enforcers. Yeah, kuna sheria za hizi nyumba na masharti za kutumika na wewe ndio mwenye kuzipeana. Lakini mwenye aliziunda umejua yeye ako kwa background. Kwa hivyo watoto wanaona kana kwamba wewe ndio you are the one holding the stick every day around. So it's like everybody runs away from you. They don't want to associate with you kwa sababu wanaona you are too much on them. And as you're saying, that's why you find many of these girls they run to their father kwa sababu wanasikia there is protection, there is security there. Yeah. But that is the time when you really also need to be there. Yeah. I remember there are times when I feel like I need to just give in and say ebu endeni huko na msaidiwe vile inawezekana. But when I think of that gap, because once you are not there as a mother and you're supposed to be the law enforcer, imagine what will happen. Because yeye intakana as a husband alete zile sheria na amekupea wewe. So it doesn't matter what will come your way in terms of the difficulties. You need to brace yourself against all the difficulties that are coming so that you face it as it comes, you know. Sasa usiseme ukasema kwamba mimi pia nilibeba nikalea akiwa mdogo baba yake sasa ashughulikie. Utakuwa umekosa kufollow up on your role and duty, and at the end of the day that's why wao wanasema mtoto mpumbavu ni wa madhe. Kwa sababu gani? Mama alipewa sheria na haku effectively use them. Sasa at the end of the day unapata mtoto amekosekana kwa vile intakana. Kwa hivyo it is a time when hawa watoto mama hata kama unasikia kama kuachilia, that is when you need to hold much more. And I think as we usually say, ukiona it is dark, it's really dark, towards morning, know that it will wake up to a very bright morning. You see. So when you feel like just letting everything go, it is a time to hold back. And I know when I'm saying this, it looks as simple as it is. Si rahisi. Ni ngumu sana. But you need the inner strength. And that's why I was saying, as a mother, always you should be prepared to face some of these things. And these are the basics that we are giving you. That as a mother, kuna hautawachilia. You'll keep on holding onto all those things. Hata kama zinakaa ni kana kwamba zimekata. Nimejua it comes to that time when the boys are too tall, wamekuwa warefu, wamekuwa wakubwa, and it's like now even talking to them is a waste of time. It's not a waste of time. Wewe ndio ulimbeba kwa towel. As mrefu as he is, wewe ndio ulimbeba kwa towel. You remain the mother. Yeah, you remain the mother. So it doesn't matter what he's going to think of doing. Hata kama atakuwa violent at the end of the day, ni wewe tu bado. You look for a way, you know, on how to talk to this child mpaka arudi katika ile level ya kujua yeye ni mtoto. And mothers, that's why we usually say the prayers of a mother are very strong, because now kunafika mahali yenyewe unasikia kama kweli nimefikia hapo, but uwezi choka kuomba. You bring these children before the Lord so that God can talk to them, because I know he's the best person who can talk to them. Kwa hivyo, yes, it is a time when everything is like just losing its track, but it's also the best time, because at this time kama utashikilia na kuendelea, you'll produce now the best. You see, so as mothers, I think that is the beauty of it.
Yes. Yeah. Sarah, the role of a mother to a teenager.
Before I get the role of a mother to a teenager, there's a stage I don't want us to skip. We talked about 0 to 2 years. Yes. Now there is 5 years, from 3 years to the 11 years of this. Let me see, 11, 12 there. Now this is now where now the child has gone to school. And there is the role of a mother to this child who is going to school. There are skills that the mother needs to impact. The skills of communication, how to communicate proper, like saying thank you, asking for permission to take somebody's thing, you don't just take, saying sorry, helping without being bribed. Ati nimekusaidia lazima ufanye nini? Ulipe. So there are these small things that a mother is supposed to instill. And you know, for you to instill, you must be a role model. To what you're telling a child. You cannot tell a child to say sorry. Nah, mkizozana, you never say. So you're supposed to start instilling values that are going to bring good behavior out in this child. Now let us get to teenage age. I remember nowadays we have 9 years already teenagers. We have 8 years already teenagers. Mothers, if you have not yet been called a teenager and you are ready to be called one, this is where now whereby you used to tell somebody, pick this cup, take it to the kitchen na nakwambia hata yeye unaweza peleka. Or hata ongea back, atakuonyesha nimesikia na naenda kwenye alikuwa naenda. Utapata kikombe chako hapo. Irulicha stage whereby ulikuwa namwambia unavaa hii twende kanisani, unamwacha akivaa, lakini mkitoka kwa mlango yenye uliacha hapo si yenye yako nayo. Do you start beating? With the teenagers, Chebet Irene, we reason with them. You sit them down and you talk, because huyu teenager ameanza kupata his now on my door thinking individually. You are the law enforcer. Now he is the law enforcer to himself. He want to be independent. She want to be independent. But hata kwamba anataka kuwa independent, as a mother you should not let go of your laws here. You must sit down with him or her and tell him, however much you want to go this way, you must listen to me, because freedom is good, freedom is bad. You must balance between the freedom of your teenager if you want to have a good child in the future years. You get? So you mtoto anataka kujielewa who am I. She want to find himself. Who am I? I'm no longer a child. I'm not an adult because mtoto anaweza fanya a teenager might do something. Alafu the mother says umebehave kama mtoto. Tena again afanye kama mtoto umwambie si ungebehave kama mtu mzima. Sasa tunaleta confusion kwa hawa watoto. So let us understand the teenage age, what they want. They want freedom of association. They want to have friends of the opposite sex. Na hapo tuko tumeongea Chebet. Tukasema ukisikia mtoto wako amepatikana na kasichana mahali, usimkoje na mwiko utaandike. Let him come in. Let her come in. Then know how to start a conversation until you hit the button. Unaona? So that now he can open up and know what they're doing with that girl. And if it is friendship that is building, if it is the children of a good character, know how to encourage it without them being intimate. If it is not of a good character, know how to discourage it without hurting the two children, because wewe utaongea lakini sasa dada na atakutana nje na watabia. Unajua mama aliniambia aje? Wewe familia yenu niachane na huko. So it's good mothers out there, we be wise as you are dealing with teenagers. You might find that mothers are always fighting with their children, teenagers, because of the way they dress. Role models are the celebs of today. Wewe ni mkristiano, umelea kijana ni mkristiano, until afike that age ya kujielewa na kujua I can dress as my choice. Na meona celeb kwa TV. So we unashtukia umepatia mtoto pesa ede atengeneze nywele ama anunue nguo. Akija unamwangalia kwanza, you be shocked. Unashaka, is she my daughter? Is she my son? Na unamwangalia closely uone kama ni wako. Na ni yule tu wako. But not because you stop being the role model here. Unajua when they reach that age of being teenagers, wanatuachaga tu pole pole, wanaenda kwa marafiki the peer. And that's normal, peer pressure times modes or destroys, unaona. So they have celebs that they want to be like them. So kuna yule mwenye hatataka yule celeb anaduga tai, anataka mwenye anavaa ile, hata ukiangalia kama mzazi na sini wako unajiuliza umai. Na baada ya kujiuliza umai alafu ongea kitu hatu hii mtoto, again she still ada you. Tell her hata ukienda huko nje na uone wanavaa, know where they are dressing that way. So that you don't dress in a way, and there's some pushing them to dress like that, but you are normal in this way. You get? Because we do things differently, and there's that force that is behind us that forces us to do things. So teenagers, we shall talk about teenagers so much because they're the ones who are going into high school and they are being initiated into things that their parents have not taught them. Alafu kule kwa nyumba huyu mtoto ni malaika. Ngoja aende shule. Alafu muitwe inaitwa parents day. Ama sijui ni general whatever meetings. Unaitwa. Unaambiwa Chebet umekewa viketi hivi Eda uone class teacher, ona academics teacher, ona sijui, ona. So unaambiwa mtoto wako na kuambia ni subua. Mtoto wako ndiye anafanya hii. Unaangalia mwalimu unafikia mtoto wangu simjui? Unataka kuniambia ndio unajua huyu mtoto wangu kushida mimi na ni mimi nimemzaa, nilimpata nikamzaa nikamlea akafika penye amefika. Let me tell you, our children are just in our homes, but out there they are different children. Usimshikie guo. Sikiza mwalimu kwanza, sikiza jirani kwanza, alafu we mwenyewe fanya investigations zako uone yenyewe. Penye naambiwa mtoto ni malaika kwangu, lakini kuna kashida mahali. Before uigilie mwalimu ama uigilie mwenye amekuja kukuambia mtoto wako amefanya. Imagine, ask yourself, anaweza kuwa. Do you know why? Nimesema akifika hii teenage age 10, 12, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 ameanza kukutokea wewe mzazi. Anaspedi time yake sana na nani? Na marafiki. Hawa marafiki wametoka different backgrounds. So anasoma yenye marafiki wanafanya. Na ni wewe mzazi kina mtoto amekuja na katabia kenye si kakwako, kaodoe. Usipokaodoa kataenea na ndio utaambiwa na mwalimu mtoto wako ako hivi na unasema si wangu juu kalikuwa ukakaona ukaignore. So if you want to make a good teenager akikuja na something that is not in your boundaries of that home and do it right there. Na mzazi ujue hivi, hata kama mtoto wako amefikisha 20 years old, you are still the mother and the father. He is not supposed to rule over you. She's in your own house. Ile siku ataenda kwake, let him be. If as far as you are paying school fees, he's still under your rules. Hata kama amefikisha 21 years. He's still your baby. But ile siku utaacha kulipa hizo school fees, anything that he does, you not be upon you. But anything that he does, as far as he's under your care, it is upon you. Na kulea teenager si rahisi venye unasikia tukiongea.
I think Sarah and Irene wako na hiyo experience. Thank you so much Sarah and Irene for that. I think that nimepata some tips. In future nikiwa na teenagers, I know how to handle them.
Kila mtu na sahani yake.
Well, asanteni sana na pia asante kwa watazamaji. Thank you so much for choosing to stay with Maisha Prime Women Talk here on Maisha Television. My name is Rita Kering Chebet, and today we're talking about the role of a woman as a mother. And I know that we've tackled a number of issues. If you just join us, you can just follow. You can get this discussion on Facebook and YouTube, Maisha Television Kenya, Instagram and Twitter at Maisha TV KE. In case of any feedback, question or anything, you can text, call or WhatsApp our phone number, which is 0746 999 841. I'm Chebet Rida, and my guest today were Irene Mubushebi together with Sarah Muraidi. See you next time.